Hey guys, and welcome to this episode of Review Flex. In this video, we're going to be talking about the upcoming Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, and it looks like it's going to have a disastrous opening that's going to be worse than the Marvels. You heard me right, worse than the Marvels. So guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, so you can stay up to date with all the movie news we have going on around here. And with that down, let's jump into this Aquaman news. So we're going to make a giant splash into this comic book movie article. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom eyeing an opening weekend even more disastrous than the Marvels. So, there's more bad news for Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, as today the movie is currently eyeing an opening weekend lower than the Marvels and possibly the worst of any DCE movie this year. My brain doesn't even compute when I read that. Aquaman is going to make a worst opening weekend than the Marvels. Is that even possible? The Marvels was an absolute disaster at the box office. The opening weekend, the worldwide box office total of the Marvels, that movie crashed and burned. Nobody saw it. Nobody liked it. It's going to lose so much money for Disney. And the fact that Aquaman could do even worse, maybe not total worldwide box office at the end of the day, but the opening weekend, that's real bad, guys. So what we're going to do, we're going to keep reading the article. We're going to learn a little bit more about the opening weekend of Aquaman and what's being projected. And we're going to look at some of the other box office, totals and opening weekends for other superhero movies, guys. So let's keep reading. So back in 2021, Spider-Man No Way Home was credited with saving theaters after opening to a massive 260 million. 260 million, that's insane. It was Avatar: The Way of Water. Avatar just generates money. It's just a money printing machine, that franchise. Avatar: The Way of Water turned last year with 134 million, and both movies ultimately managed to gross over 2 billion worldwide. That's not true. Spider-Man No Way Home did not gross 2 billion. It grossed 1.9 billion. So just to let you guys know, I did fact check that. 2020 was a write-off thanks to the pandemic, but Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker was 2019's huge December movie, despite negative reviews. Oh god, Rise of Skywalker, man, that was an absolute garbage movie. But anyway, however, in 2018, Aquaman shocked pundits when it exceeded expectations and ultimately grossed over 1 billion at the global box office. Yeah, I was super surprised. I know pretty much all of the movie pundits that I watch on YouTube. They were kind of estimating that the movie would land around, 5 to 600 million potentially at the box office, its total run. And it came out and it made over $1 billion at the box office, this Aquaman movie. I believe it's the highest grossing DCEU movie there was. And yeah, it shocked everybody, but it was great. The movie was just fantastic. It was so fun, this underwater kind of swashbuckling sea adventure. Obviously, Aquaman, played by Jason Momoa. People love Jason Momoa. He's such a badass. He's got charisma. He's a great actor, and people love the guy. And him in the Aquaman role, he's just great, and people loved it. And it just coalesced into this great swashbuckling undersea kind of adventure movie, and people really enjoyed it. And it went on to make over $1 billion, which was great. That was really great. That was. So, the sequel, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, splashes down into theaters tomorrow and is currently eyeing a disappointing 40 million plus 4-day opening weekend. That's less than the Marvels made. The Marvels went on to make 46.1 million over a 3-day period last month. So it could potentially make less than the Marvels over a 4-day weekend. The Marvels made 46.1 and they're projecting Aquaman to make less than that, which is really bad. I can't see that happening. I would be absolutely shocked and dismay if Aquaman made less than the Marvels. I think my brain would kind of malfunction to some degree. So overseas, it appears that the sequel will perform a little bit better, as Deadline expects it to earn 75 to 80 million, taking its worldwide bow to somewhere around $110 million mark by the close of business on Sunday. Some believe the estimates are too high. This year, we've seen the DCEU deliver a series of disastrous openings, with Shazam! Fury of the Gods at 30.1 million, The Flash at 55 million, and Blue Beetle at 25 million, all underperforming. Guys, I also have a graphic here that I'm going to throw up for you that will show you a list of the DCEU and, the movies that they've put out recently, and it will show you their total worldwide box office runs, and it's so bad. They haven't even managed to make over $400 million, most of them. It's just, look at this chart. It's really disastrous. So if Aquaman follows this trend, it's going to land somewhere around 300 million, 350. If it reaches over 400, it'll be the first it'd be the first movie in the last probably 4 or 5 years to make over 400 million. DCEU movie. And it's the last DCEU movie, so I hope it goes out with a bang, I really do. So with that in mind, it's likely Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom will similarly underperform and end up closer to 30 million when all is said and done. It may even earn less than Blue Beetle between Thursday and Sunday. I cannot see for the life of me that Aquaman with Jason Momoa, this big actor that people love, oodles of charisma, the first movie made over $1 billion, and you're going to tell me that this movie is going to come out on the opening weekend, it's going to make less than Blue Beetle. There is no way. I would lose my damn mind if that was the case. Blue Beetle, you know, it's an obscure DC character, a C-list character that nobody knows. You know, the actor who played him, I can't even remember the guy's name. Zolo Marijuana, I think his name was. And, you know, people didn't know the actor, they didn't know the character. It was a smaller, like I say, a smaller niche character that not a lot of people knew. So the fact that Aquaman, this $1 billion movie franchise with Jason Momoa, would come out and do less at the box office on its opening weekend than Blue Beetle, like I say, I think I would lose my mind. So, not helping matters is the fact that Warner Bros. Discovery appears to have given up on the movie. It had a low-key premiere, and is receiving pretty much no love from any of the company's social media accounts. Yeah, maybe they just know that it's going to do bad. They don't want to invest any more money into the marketing, which, I mean, is fair enough. I mean, cut your losses, put the movie out, try to generate as much money as they can. There's no point sinking loads of money into the marketing when you're probably not going to get any return on that investment. So from a business perspective, I do understand it, but it just sucks to hear, you know, that they have no faith in the movie. Also troubling is the fact that Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom's review embargo doesn't lift until the day it's released. That's always really worrying. When the review embargo lifts the same day or the day before, that means that the studio is trying to hide, you know, people's reviews. They don't want the reviews coming out far ahead of time. They don't want the negative word of mouth to spread, so they try to hold off on the review embargo for as long as possible to stop negative word of mouth spreading. So it basically means the studio, they're not marketing it on any of their social media accounts. They're, you know, the review embargo is like right before the release of the movie. So that's two major red flags that the studio has no faith in this movie whatsoever. So that worries me greatly. But then again, I will say everything that I've seen from the marketing, you know, the posters, the trailers, the images, everything looks great. It looks super fun like it did the first movie. So, you know, but they obviously have no faith in it. As I say, they're not marketing it on social media, and the review embargo is right before the movie. So that's two major red flags that you don't want to see when a movie is being released. Director James Wan and Aquaman himself, Jason Momoa, along with Patrick Wilson, Amber Heard, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, and Nicole Kidman, return in the sequel for the highest-grossing DC film of all time, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. So, guys, for those of you who may not know, let's have a quick read of the synopsis. Having failed to defeat Aquaman the first time, Black Manta, still driven by the need to avenge his father's death, will stop at nothing to take Aquaman down for once and for all. This time, Black Manta is more formidable than ever before, wielding the power of the mystic Black Trident, which unleashes an ancient and malevolent force. To defeat him, Aquaman will have to turn to his imprisoned brother Orm, the former king of Atlantis, to forge an unlikely alliance. Together, they must set aside their differences in order to protect their kingdom and save Aquaman's family and the world from irreversible destruction. I love Patrick Wilson. Patrick Wilson is so good. That guy can do no wrong. Same as Jason Momoa. Jason Momoa is brilliant and everything. And having Patrick Wilson and Jason Momoa teaming up is going to be such a fun buddy cop underwater sea adventure. I think it's going to be so fun. I'm so looking forward to this movie. So, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom slashes down into theaters December 22nd. So yeah, guys, there we are. Let's go back up to here quickly and just have a reread of this. Where are we? Let's go back down here. So, it's likely that Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom will underperform and end up closer to 30 million when it's all said and done. It may even earn less than Blue Beetle between Thursday and Sunday. Yeah, like I keep saying, guys, I'm just kind of like bewildered. The fact that Jason Momoa, this really high-octane actor that, like, he's super popular, one of the most popular actors in Hollywood. He's got oodles of charisma. People love Jason Momoa. The first movie made over $1 billion. And this movie could potentially come out and do worse on its opening weekend than Blue Beetle, an obscure character that the general movie-going audience probably didn't know. You got Zolo Marijuana, an actor who's not a big-time actor that a lot of people probably didn't know. And, yeah, the fact that it could, you know, Aquaman could do worse than Blue Beetle did on this opening weekend, 30 million, like, it just, that, my mind literally, like, smoke. Smoke is going to come out of my ears, and I'm just going to be like, what is going on? But, let's hope that when James Gunn reboots the DCU, that we get more traction, we get more box office, we get more hype, more love for DC, and let's hope that we can get, you know, the DC universe done correct. Because it's a shame to what's happened with the DCEU. It's just ended on a flat note, and by the looks of it, guys, instead of it going out with a bang, it's going to go out with a fizz. And it's a shame because as a DC fan, it kind of hurts to see the treatment of the DC franchise like this. But I hope people go out and support it, because this, as I say, this film looks really fun. Swashbuckling undersea adventure, super fun. I can't wait to see it. But guys, I throw it off to you. What do you think about this? Does this kind of blow your mind like it does me, that it could potentially make less than Blue Beetle did on its opening weekend, and less than the Marvels, which was a catastrophic failure for Disney? Yep, post your thoughts, comments, and opinions in the comment section, guys. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you soon.